This is Stephanie, and I'm here with Vicki Peters, who did the nails for our January cover.
Hi Stephanie, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. For our January cover, we decided to do a nice conservative set of pink and white nails.
Okay, so what I did was I thought about it and decided that I was going to mix a couple of colors to create what I had envisioned that you needed for the cover.
So you began by fitting tips to her nails.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of wellless tips. You should be able to put a wellless tip on without having to blend, without having to do a lot of fuss. It fits well. So that's what I did. And I worked off the natural smile line of the tip. I placed it right on the model's natural smile line, so it was right on top of each other, so I had a good line.
Mm-hmm. So after you fit the tips, you trimmed them down and filed them. Why did you shape the nails before you applied the acrylic?
Well, you know, I used to build all my nails square, but then I ended up filing a lot of the edges, and it was much easier to shape them. Plus, if your shape is there, your canvas is already there. It's much easier and simpler to apply smooth acrylic to a nice canvas, and that's why I shaped them prior to applying the acrylic.
After applying the tips and filing them, then you applied the white acrylic, but you applied them to every nail.
Yeah, I always apply all the whites first, and I do it for two reasons. One, it keeps me focused on one technique. I don't have to jump all over the place. Two, the white is already cured and hard by the time you get to the pink, so if you're really happy with your smile and you're not going to smush it, which is a technical term, by the way, with the pink.
Nice. How did you create the colors to make the pink and white look so natural?
I took a soft white powder, I mixed it a little bit with some natural to kind of blend it out a little bit, make it not so stark. I also used a traditional tip, a wellless traditional tip. So there was some depth to the color underneath that almost matched the white that we put on top.
And then for the pink, you did a similar thing, mixing two different tones of pink powder?
Yes, I did, and I stayed in the blue family. Instead of the peachy pink, I stayed with the blue pink. But I also put a softer, denser pink in with it to mix it so it wasn't completely clear all the way through, and it just softened it. So when the soft white and the soft pink met each other at the smile line, it wasn't so crisp, it wasn't so hard.
Mm-hmm. Next you applied the pink acrylic. Mm-hmm. Were you careful around the smile line?
Yes, slightly. Usually I'm completely careful. But because we didn't want such a division, such a sharp line, I wasn't that careful. However, I didn't pull a lot over. I used a third color, which is an absolute clear, that I put on top if I needed to add a little bit more product by being careful with the pink at the smile line.
You went in and filed. Do you prefer electric file, hand file, both?
Both. Why? Both, and why? Well, you know, I'm a hand filer traditionally because of all my competition background, and later in my career I ended up obviously working for a drill company, and I had to really, you know, refine that technique, and now I find that I rely on it heavily. So what I like to do is I like to do the surface of the nail with an electric file and the perimeter with a hand file.
And then did you finish with a top coat, gel coat?
Oh, always a gel shine, you know, a gel sealant that you want to put on top. And I usually take a file and a coarse buffer and buff the surface because I like the cushion aspect of a buffer to get rid of any of the file marks that might be left behind. But yet it leaves it rough enough that a gel will stick to. And I spent a lot of time perfecting that because you want to make sure there's not one little fuzz or anything in there. So I really took my time and cured them so that they'd be ready to go into the camera.
Well, they look beautiful, and they're a fabulous set of pink and whites. Thank you so much for coming and doing the nails for us.
Well, thank you. It's been a long time. I appreciate it.